Richard the Lionheart, a name synonymous with chivalry, courage, and the Crusades, remains a figure shrouded in both adoration and controversy, prompting enduring debate. Was he primarily a crusader, devoted to a holy cause, or a conqueror, driven by ambition and territorial gain? Born in 1157, Richard was the third son of Henry II and Eleanor of Aquitaine, a formidable pairing that would shape the course of European history. His birth was a significant event, immediately positioning him as a potential heir to the vast Angevin Empire, which stretched from England to Aquitaine and even into parts of the Holy Land through familial connections. Richard's early life was defined by rigorous military training, instilled by his mother, Eleanor, a woman of considerable intellect and political acumen. He proved to be a natural warrior, displaying a ferocity and skill that quickly earned him the moniker Lionheart, a name later adopted and embraced as his royal title. The tensions within the Angevin dynasty were palpable, with Richard constantly vying for power against his elder brothers, Henry and Geoffrey. Henry II's attempts to curtail Richard's power and ambitions fueled resentment and ultimately led to a series of rebellions, most notably the revolt of young Henry in 1173. These rebellions, while unsuccessful in the short term, served to harden Richard's resolve and provided him with invaluable battlefield experience. The Third Crusade, launched in 1189, presented Richard with the opportunity to fulfill a lifelong ambition to participate in a holy war and reclaim Jerusalem from Saladin, the Sultan of Egypt. The decision to join the crusade was significantly influenced by a complex interplay of religious fervor, dynastic ambitions, and the desire to bolster his own prestige. Upon ascending the English throne upon Henry II's death, Richard immediately began raising funds and assembling an army for the expedition. His fundraising methods were often ruthless, involving heavy taxation and the sale of royal lands and offices, actions that sparked discontent among his subjects. The journey to the Holy Land was fraught with peril, involving naval storms, political intrigues, and the need to secure alliances with various European powers. His encounter with Emperor Frederick I Barbarossa, a fellow crusader, proved disastrous when Barbarossa drowned in the river Salif, removing a major rival and potential ally. Richard's military prowess on the battlefield was undeniable. He consistently outmaneuvered and defeated Saladin's forces in a series of engagements. The Siege of Acre, a pivotal moment in the crusade, exemplified Richard's tenacity and willingness to employ brutal tactics to achieve his objectives. His use of scorched earth policies and the massacre of Acre's civilian population, while securing the city, also drew widespread condemnation from both Christian and Muslim observers. While Richard's leadership contributed to several victories, including the Battle of Arsuf, he ultimately failed to capture Jerusalem, a goal that had motivated the entire crusade. Instead, he negotiated a truce with Saladin, allowing Christian pilgrims access to the Holy City, a compromise that disappointed many crusaders but secured a fragile peace. The truce, however, did not end Richard's ambitions. He spent the following years engaged in campaigns against various Muslim rulers in Cyprus and the Levant, seeking to expand Christian influence and secure his own territories. His capture by Henry VI, Holy Roman Emperor, in 1192, marked a dramatic turning point in his life and a major crisis for England. The ransom demanded for his release was exorbitant, requiring Richard's brother, John, to levy crippling taxes on the English populace, fueling resentment and sparking rebellion. Richard's return to England in 1193 was met with mixed emotions. While some celebrated his return, others resented the economic hardship caused by his captivity and the heavy taxes levied to secure his freedom. The following years were marked by further conflicts, including a renewed struggle with France, where Richard attempted to regain territories lost by his father. His relentless campaigning and disregard for finances gradually depleted England's resources and left the kingdom vulnerable to external threats. The question of whether Richard was primarily a crusader or a conqueror remains a subject of ongoing debate among historians. Those who emphasize his crusading zeal highlight his unwavering commitment to the Holy Land and his willingness to endure immense hardship in pursuit of a religious cause. However, critics argue that his motives were driven more by dynastic ambition and the desire to expand his own power and territories, even at the expense of his own people. His ruthless tactics, including the massacre of Acre's civilian population and the imposition of heavy taxes on his subjects, underscore the darker aspects of his character and raise questions about his moral compass. The sheer scale of his military campaigns and his constant pursuit of conquest across Europe and the Levant suggest a ruler more concerned with personal glory than with the welfare of his kingdom. Furthermore, his failure to capture Jerusalem, despite years of relentless campaigning, casts doubt on his ability to achieve his stated religious goals. It is likely that Richard was both a crusader and a conqueror, driven by a complex interplay of religious fervor, dynastic ambition, and personal glory. His legacy remains complex and multifaceted, captivating historians and popular imagination alike, enduring his place as one of the most intriguing figures in European history. Ultimately, judging Richard solely through the lens of modern morality is anachronistic. His actions must be understood within the context of his time, a period marked by intense religious conflict, dynastic rivalries, and the pursuit of glory. However, even within that context, Richard's ruthless tactics and disregard for the well-being of his own people raise serious questions about his character and leadership.